Greetings, Sereme. My name is James Lovell, and I am a Garifuna artist. I was born in Independence, which is also known as Mango Creek Village in Stank Creek District, but I grew up in Dangriga, specifically Bakatong. They call it Bakatong. I have to say that I had a wonderful childhood. You know, I might even push the envelope to say I might have been a little, mischievous, but I'm not the only one. I recall, because there were times when my mom, would tell me not to go swimming or not to go to the river to swim. But, I have friends, they're going swimming. Guess what? James Lovell is going to swim also. We would go to the farm, and instead of going to our farm, we would go to somebody else's farm and borrow their mangoes. I believe that Bakatang, for me, it was where I grew up. I loved it then, and I don't know, going back there to visit, I don't know what it is like today, but in those days, Bakatang was the in thing. I am going to shed light on GIMI, which stands for Garifuna Youth Music Initiatives. I first came up with this idea to come down to Dangriga, where I can work with children in the primary schools here in Dangriga town, in order to teach them how to read and also how to write music, along with teaching them the preliminary music instrument, which is the recorder. The first school that I wanted to work with here in Dangriga was Gulisi School, Gulisi Primary School. But unfortunately, that did not work out. I'm hoping in the future that it will. So immediately after I realized that Gulisi was not going to work out, I decided to approach the principal of Sacred Heart School, Ms. Laura Van Stavenberg.
My name is Laura Van Stavenberg. I am the acting principal of Sacred Heart School. This is my first year as acting principal, and I am enjoying it. I believe that the music program is a highlight to this year. When Mr. Lovell came to Sacred Heart School with the idea of GIMI, I was interested from the time I heard him say Garifuna, because this year at Sacred Heart School, we're bringing back Garifuna to our school, and we're excited to embrace everything Garifuna. So when he continued and spoke about the musical part of it, it also was interesting, so we embraced it from the beginning. We believe that it was destiny that brought him to Sacred Heart School.
That was how the Sacred Heart School Recorder Ensemble was born. And we went through a little bureaucracy when it comes to dealing with the branch manager, Miss Diego, and she also embraced and blessed the initiative, and we were able to make it happen. GIMI started January 31st of 2024, and what we did, myself, the principal, Ms. Van Stavenberg, and another crucial element to what we did here in Dangriga was the expertise of Jason Guerrero.
My name's Jason Guerrero, and I'm a music teacher. I've been teaching in Belize for at least 30 years. I've taught here both in Dangriga, in Belize City, Belmopan, and taught a number of children over the years, and adults actually. So About 2 years ago, I think it was James Lovell first approached me about the idea of GIMI, the Garifuna Youth Music Initiative, get a practical application of music with recorders. And he chose recorders because they're very affordable. They're melodic instruments, and they're a good introduction to music. In fact, that was my first instrument as a 9-year-old, the recorder. And from there, I transitioned to clarinet, to saxophone, and other instruments. So it is truly a very good introductory instrument to music. So the program started in January of this year, and in that month, I think it was the end of January when he started with some children. And within 2 months, he had the children reading music, working with them on a daily basis. I think it was probably about 6 days a week. I came in the program, and I tried to complement what he was doing by arranging some of the music that he was writing. I arranged a number of the selections, and this was showcased a couple of months later at the Anglican Church, thanks to Reverend Barbara, who assisted us. So that's where GIMI started.
Jason Guerrero has been known to be a very prolific musician here in Dangriga, and with his skills, my skills, and the logistics of the principle of Sacred Heart, we were able to bring together at least 12 to 13 kids. We were able to bring together 13 kids so that we can work with them as a pilot group. Needless to say, the kids, a combination of both boys and girls, they exceed myself and Jason's expectation.
My name is Dangriga. I am 8 years old, and I like music because it helps me to express myself, and music is my new hobby.
My name is Marlon Rodriguez, and I'm 11 years old. I enjoy playing music because it helps me to be more focused, and when I'm bored, it helps me to be constructive.
My name is Desiree Alvarez, and I am 8 years old. I like to play a recorder every time.
My name is Aminuro, and I am 11 years old. I love music because it can help me teach others and making them to read music.
My name is Oren Mejia, and I am 12 years old. And what I love about music is it takes me out of my comfort zone, and it helps me to meditate.
Hi, my name is Jada Smith. I am 10 years old. I like music class because it helped me to read and play music.
My name is Dulcis Rodriguez, and I am 8 years old. The class is so amazing.
My name is Serif Felix Forrest. I am 10 years old. The class helps me learn music.
My name is Jarrell Eligio. I'm 10 years old, and I love music because it helps me to keep focused, and it makes me go into my relaxed zone, and it can also help me in the future.
They were able to learn how to read the music. They are in the process of writing, but I can definitely point out 3 students, musical prodigies, who were able to write their own music and let me, listen to them playing what they wrote. And I thought that was very impressive because and Jason, we didn't teach them anything about writing music per se. It was all about reading and concentrating on their recorder, but they were able to go ahead of their learning process.
When I saw the potential in these children, when I saw what James had done with them, and had done an excellent job in teaching them how to read music. Of course, this is still at an elementary level, but I was really fascinated in how much they accomplished in 2 weeks. At a point, James needed to go back to the US, and he had asked me to continue with the group. And I tried to work with them twice, 2 or 3 times a week. And in doing so, I had consulted with the principal of Sacred Heart about the idea of them possibly doing other performances. For instance, Sacred Heart School has their monthly church mass for the students. So I thought that that might be a good place to develop the children and their musicality, playing once a month for the church services. Then the Festival of Arts, the National Festival of Arts was coming up. I recommended that they enter the Festival of Arts, which they did. And they received gold in the district eliminations and were invited to the Bliss, where they performed and did a great job at the Bliss as well. They really showed themselves well. Then we had another performance with the Teachers Union. They had a function at the Methodist Church celebrating Teachers Week, I think it was, and the group was invited to perform. So the whole idea is to continue, have them exercised, have them play continuously to develop their musicianship and musicality, while at the same time teaching them new concepts in music. And the children, for the most part, are grasping it very well. I hope, and this is my hope, and I've mentioned it to James, that I'd like to integrate them into other wind instruments, the clarinet, saxophone, flute, trumpet. And I also surprised James recently by telling him that a donor has donated 2 French horns to the music program. I already have those French horns in my possession, and we will be selecting children who can learn to play the French horns as well. I'm donating a trumpet to the program as well. And so hopefully we'll have instruments coming in as these children improve in their skills in music. And that's pretty much how I've been supporting James. Once again, he's done an awesome job in trying to re-stimulate music performance in Dangriga at this level. I'm talking about where the children are actually literate and able to read music. One more note. Several years ago, when I worked at Ecumenical High School, I was approached by the National Orchestra of Belize, the National Youth Orchestra. And at that time, they were asking if there's anyone in Dangriga who can be part of that national orchestra. Of course, that person would have to read music. And unfortunately, I could not find anyone except a student whom I taught at Ecumenical at the time. She was a Colombian. She was from Colombia, and she played the violin. And so she was the only person whom I could have offered to the National Youth Orchestra at the time, and she did become an active part of the youth orchestra. So programs like this, what James is doing, can actually feed into the National Orchestra and other ensembles nationally. So I want to give a big kudos to him.
The plan that is taking place in Sacred Heart right now, it is a pilot group. It's a pilot initiative in the sense that we plan to go to each schools in Dangriga, each primary schools in Dangriga, talking about Methodist, Epworth Methodist School. We're talking about Anglican school, primary school. We're talking about Holy Ghost School, and we're also talking about Gulisi. Yes, Gulisi is also a part of this. We envision all these schools gonna have a classroom, an after-school program that is allotted for children who are musically inclined, who have music running in their blood, who want to learn about music, how to play an instrument, and how to know how to read and write music. We are going to work on that. GIMI that is GIMI's mission. GIMI's mission, again, is to encourage as many children in southern Belize when it comes to Dangriga. when it comes to Punta Gorda, and eventually the other villages, Hopkins, St. Bite, Georgetown, Barranco. We want to encourage all children of different cultures. We're talking about Garifuna children, we're talking about the Spanish children, we're talking about the East Indian children, we're talking about the Chinese children, we're talking about the Creole children. We're all in this together. As long as you're living in southern Belize, from Dangriga throughout Punta Gorda, all the way to Punta Gorda, we are interested in you. If you have any kind of musical skills, and if you are interested in music, we want you. We want you in GIMI. We want you to be a part of us, and we want you to be a part of this musical revolution.